Welcome back to part 2 of the smoking chair. Here I'm working on the front bottom panel shrinker stretcher to make this aluminum angle iron curve, and this is my first pass, and it takes a while to get it right. It'll move around back and forth, so you got to move yourself back and forth, shrink here, stretch there, reshrink here. So this here is like the 10th time I've gone back and forth on the shrinker stretcher to get it to this point. So it takes a little patience to get it just right. So this is a pretty cool tool to use that I use to space out my rivets depending on how long the piece is. I think it's from either Mittler Brothers or Trick Tools. Not sponsored, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Here's a quick, I don't know if it's a tip or not, but every time you drill the holes, the 1/8 inch, whatever size rivets you're going to use, you have to deburr the backs of the holes, because with the rivets, any little piece of material that's in between it will make a big difference on how tight it is to what you're attaching it to. And again, using clecos to hold your piece together while fitting it and making sure everything's good before you do the final rivet installation. Now here I've got these vintage car ashtrays from our local car swap meet here in Long Beach. So I just placed them where I wanted them, made a cardboard template off of it, and just marked both sides and cut it out. So here now I'm cutting out the side panels, the outer side panels, and I forgot I had some cardboard or something underneath that when I was cutting, and it caught on fire. That was kind of funny. Anyway, so just cutting it with the plasma gun, the sides. Then I got my cardboard template to do the final outline of it. And of course I'm going to use a tipping die again to be able to shape it and turn it and mold it to what I want it to do. So here when I use the tipping die, it kind of shrinks it a little bit, so I have to go and adjust it on the stretcher to make it nice and flat again, or nice and straight. It just takes a little bit and it'll, boom, adjust it. So here I'm just cutting the final cut on the excess material. Usually I leave about a half an inch of overhang just in case something goes wrong. I have some material there to make it, to adjust it or correct my mistake or something. Just a rule of thumb to have. So here I'm making the cigarette lighter, which is, you know, something that a lot of people don't realize they don't have them in their cars anymore. So to get these assortment of them from swap meets and stuff, it's good to have a collection of them, because I love putting cigarette lighters on my cars and chairs and whatever I'm doing. It's just you don't have to use it to smoke. You can use it for charging your stuff or whatever. It doesn't matter. It just has a cool look to it. So here I'm doing the back piece now. Didn't want to bore you with all the times I had to go to the shrinker and stretcher to make this piece, but this is like the final pass here to make it fit just right. Turned out pretty good. So here with the back all done, it looked a little too plain, so I had some copper laying around. Brass laying around, and I made these little trim pieces for the back just to give it a little, you know, a little break up between all the aluminum there. If you ever find these office tables that move up and down, you get them for a good price somewhere. Just get them, gut them out, use the actuators to go up and down and the controls. It makes a great table for the shop to put your project or whatever you're doing, welding or not, in a position where it's comfortable for you to do whatever you're doing. It looks great. I love it. Shout out to Eli for that one. So here I'm making some trim pieces for the hand rest of the chair, and again using copper to kind of keep it that theme. Here's a cool little tip when you're bending metals that you don't want to get scratched or something. I use a piece of thin mill plastic or rubber on my brake so it doesn't mess up or scratch up the material. Just FYI. So last thing here is making a power supply, or making a box for the power supply to use a cigarette lighter. So I just got this 12-volt power supply from my local electronics store, and just making some connectors and stuff for it to mount it wherever, and have this connector here to plug it in so that when you want to use it or have power there for something, it's there. So here I'm just testing it out before I finalize the box and stuff. I'm plugging it in and making sure the cigarette lighter works. And Yahtzee, it works. So I know I had some louvers from a boat supply louvers that I had upstairs in my stock of random crazy shit that doesn't mean anything to anybody until one day you're building something and you're like, oh, I have this. Let me go see if I have it. And I go up to my stock and found some stuff and using it for venting the power supply. Just because it's enclosed, I just wanted to have some airflow in there, and I thought that worked perfectly for it. So I put them in. again, guys, if you've gone this far in the video, I appreciate you. And please like, subscribe, and send me a comment of what you like, what you don't like, and what you think of this, and let me know. Thanks, and I'll see you on the next one.